Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars in a Galaxy, watching all the Star Wars we can get our hands on. I'm Eli.
I'm Jacob.
And today we are celebrating 5 years of Star Wars in a Galaxy. Wow, Jacob. We have a lot to talk about. This is our first live stream, the both of us, in a long time.
That's right.
5 years. I'm gonna put it to you first. What does 5 years mean to you?
I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my Wi-Fi right now. I'm in a new environment. I'm improvising. I'm making it work. Did you say what does 5 years mean to me?
Yeah, what does 5 years of Star Wars in a Galaxy mean to you?
I think that's a great question. For me, I think it's really kind of been a pleasant surprise, throughout the time that we've kind of had this project going, that it's gone from, sort of this, okay, we're gonna try this out, novelty, idea. What if we, take the conversations and the arguments and all the talks that we're having and try and create something out of it. We're putting it online and talking with the world about it. And I think that the fact that has sort of now become more of a constant in my life, at least personally, has been really amazing. Uh-oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might be having some.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good.
All good.
Keep talking. And
okay.
This show saved me through some tough times. I cannot express the gratitude to everybody who's listened to this show, to everybody who's been on an episode, who's been on a stream, all that kind of stuff. It's been a privilege to do this show. And there's so much there is so much history and stuff we don't like I want to look back for a second before we get into any of this stuff. I want to look back. We are 20 seasons in. We have done the entire Clone Wars series, the entire prequel trilogy. We have done Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have done we're of course now we're in Andor. We're which we have a new episode coming out this week. We just did we recorded our Axe Forgets episode. This was yesterday. Theme between themes, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. We've done a lot. Actually, Jacob, I'm going to throw one more question to you. In admittedly a bit of ploy to stall for time, while we wait for more people to show up, because we do have some guests that we are excited to bring on. Jacob, what's been some of your favorite memories of Star Wars in a Galaxy?
Gosh, that's a good question. I think for starters, it's really hard to pick one thing. I think for starters, going out to Star Wars Celebration back in 2022 and kind of, meeting a lot of people in person, it was really amazing to kind of have that realization that, we're sort of plugged in and tapped into a larger community of people who are, passionate about the same things that we are. Thank you so much, Scotty and Sean, in the chat as well. Thank you very, very much for being a part of this journey, and that we can, be in the same little corner of the Star Wars galaxy together. I think really, for me, it's all about the people, and it's all about. Oh no, Buck! I'm so sorry. I don't even.
No, I remember this day, buddy.
I don't even remember this. I was
exactly.
Kizzy, but...
That's his point. That's his point. That is unfortunately his point, and I take full. I'm going to take full responsibility for that. Or let's see. Let's bring up one of our good friends, Con Chikiti. My feeling after that.
Of course, I like to say, guess I'll go fuck myself.
You're going to be seeing a lot of these gifs, these clips we have. I haven't been able to flex our clip. One of the things I think of when I think of 5 years, and this is to be completely honest with you, um, is when I think of 5 years, I will always ask this one question.
How? I don't know. We just started one day and we never stopped.
How?
I think that's the answer, you know?
This is going to be a chaotic stream. We already have some people popping in. I will just point out yet again, for those of you who want to call in, who want to talk with us about Star Wars, this is what I've been doing for this stream. For the past month, I have been writing 30 Star Wars opinions questions. This is going to be Star Wars opinions 6, I think, technically, unofficially. So I think what we're going to have people do is, since only I have the spreadsheet of questions that I've written, we're going to have people come in. We're going to have them pick a random number between 1 and 30. Whatever number they pick is going to be the question that we throw to them, and then we answer ourselves.
Ever the question master, Eli. Ever the master of the spreadsheets and the questions. Scotty, we're really good at that. We're really good at that, Scotty.
Yes, we are unfortunately sometimes a little too good at that. I wrote some of these questions. A long time ago, and some of them more recently. We are right now reworking actually the In a Galaxy question that I am keeper of the spreadsheets. That is if there's one thing we know, I'm keeper of the spreadsheets. Jacob, give me a second. So I have an idea. Maybe we'll answer one of these first, and then we'll bring our first guest in. What about that?
All right,
Jacob,
whatever you want to do.
Since you haven't seen the spreadsheet, can you pick a number between 1 and 30?
Let's go with 11. Let's go with 11.
11.
Feeling 11.
Maybe. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Let's see. So 11. This is an interesting one. This is what we'll do. I'm trying to get my bearings this morning. It's still quite early in the PST time zone. Where I am at.
Quite late in Europe. But we're making it work.
Yes, we're making it work. We're gonna bring. Actually, I think we're gonna bring our.
I just realized we have people waiting.
Yeah, we have people waiting.
We got some very special guests.
We have special guests waiting, but I want to just drop this first question. I want to hear everybody's opinions in the chat, because you, Jacob, you selected one of my favorite questions that I've written. Okay, this is the scenario, and I will actually post this into the chat.
Okay.
You're dropped into the Star Wars galaxy in 36 ABY, a year after the events of the Rise of Skywalker.
36.
Where's the first place you're going?
First place I'm going.
Yeah. That's the first opinion question. I'm so glad. Oh, on a starship. Sorry, I forgot about that part.
So you can go. We can go where we want. Essentially,
you can go wherever you want, except for Alderaan, Kijimi, Hosni, and Prime. Not to rub the salt in the wound too much, because those places are no longer there. I will post this first question in the chat. Scotty, I would say Scarif might also be a problem because of Death Star, possibly.
I mean, assuming that there's not too much,
was Scarif actually destroyed by the, I think it was actually destroyed by the Death Star. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was destroyed by the Death Star.
I wonder if maybe it was I imagine maybe something similar to the astronaut that caused the asteroid that caused the mass extinction of the dinosaurs, where it creates a giant cloud of debris and sends it into a period of great ecological distress. But I think Scarif is still there, just hard to live there.
Absolutely.
I think the main appeal of it might be gone for me, but
the main appeal for Jacob would be gone. Jacob, the main appeal for you would be gone because it's not Rocket a Prime.
No.
Because we're
No
getting
longer
back
a
to
water
that old
planet.
joke between us.
I guess it would be a bit.
But I do want to bring on our first guest, two people who have been. I'm sorry, Scotty. Two people who have not, who I couldn't tell you. These two people, they took a chance on us. They were here from the very beginning, and I cannot appreciate both of them enough. Two people who I've been so glad to know for 5 years, and who I've not 5 years. It's been a long time. Two people who
almost 5,
almost 4 years. We have Devor and Meg. It seems fitting that the two of you are first up on the docket.
Two absolute legends. Welcome, you guys. How are you doing today?
So great. Congratulations on 5 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I'm trying to think, oh, well, I was going to say, like, what do we need to have you guys on for soon? And then I realized, oh, we're getting the Guests Paradise in, like, a few months, which is we're starting Rebels right after Andor. So,
yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
the fact that everyone loves Rebels now makes me so happy, because I spent years going, I know people like this show. I love this show.
I swear to God, it's going to be like the freaking Hunger Games once we start Rebels, because everybody, I'm going to be like, who wants to talk about Rebels? And everybody's going to be like, me. I already know everybody's just going to be raising their hands just to be like, please, 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 pick me. I will pose this first question to all of you, to both of you right now, as well as Jacob. You dropped into the galaxy a year after the Rise of Skywalker. Where are you going?
Mandalore.
Oh, you want to see what's going on?
I want to see what's going on. Of course.
You want to? Yeah. No, I should have assumed. Again, I'm trying to think of my answer and how I can make it be on brand. Other than probably my on brand answer would be I'd go to Bestoon, because God, I want to see what's going on over there. Assuming that still exists, but otherwise, I think probably Coruscant. Just like
you could go to Pisana and pay your respects.
No, I wouldn't. I would die trying to pay my respects.
Mr.
I would die trying to pay.
327, really?
No, I would die, because have you seen the sinking fields? Like it's a desert with like nothing there except for the Aki people who are far away from the sinking fields. I would be a goner out there. Yeah. Interesting. See what's left of the Fortress Inquisitores. Yeah. I wonder if it is just still standing there, because we've had 2 holes broken in it by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Cal Kestis. We don't know anything else. Oda Gunga, that's interesting. Devor, what about you?
Where do I want to go? I'm thinking this might be recency bias, but it's just sort of top of mind because I'm interested in what happens to it. Is Ad Atom. I want to see. Yeah. Just I'm just thinking like not even just like post Rise of Skywalker, but just post Skeleton Crew.
Crew.
What are they up to? What does it look like? Are the kids still there? I mean, now they're adults by that point, but like, are they still there?
It's the supervisor reactivated. Jacob has not seen Skeleton Crew, so he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
I'm lagging behind. I'll get there, I promise. I'm lagging at the moment.
I had to make a veiled reference to a certain character. I was talking about, who did I talk about yesterday when we were recording an episode? We were talking about Perrin. That's who we were talking about. We were talking about Perrin. And I was talking about certain other characters that we thought might change their ways, because that's how the stories of these characters usually go. And then we get to the end of the season and they don't.
Yeah.
In fact, they just get worse. For all of you who know, you know. But Like that's really my pitch for Skeleton Crew generally. Jacob, I will just tell you, Jude Law, incredible, just incredible. I won't say much more, but yeah, no, this is interesting. Aslan said he wants to check all the app worlds. Yeah, I am interested. There were a bunch of like, I noticed they all added the Star Wars suffixes. So all of so like I think there was like an Tatooine or something like that, or an Arif or something like that. Like I think there were that when they were listing them out, I feel like at the end of 4, right? That was at the end of 4.
Yeah.
There were like familiar. I remember just being like, okay, so they're committing to this. They're committing to the at thing. Which I totally thought like until John Watson, Chris Ford had to come out and say, "Hey, this was not a reference to the classic AT-AT debate." I totally thought it was a reference to the AT-AT debate. So, and I'm still honestly kind of convinced it is. But yeah, actually, I will just ask. I think I want to ask this question actually to everybody, which is, what Star Wars are both of you most excited for coming up?
I mean, first off, Eli, you already know my answer.
I think probably. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Buck. At a coda at A2. That's the one I was thinking of because it's like Batu. At Eravin, at a coda, at Arisia. Yeah. I wonder if they're all as like they're all probably similarly structured, right? Because that Akron was pretty. Jacob's like, what the hell are we talking about?
I'll find out soon enough.
Yes, you will. Scotty, I enjoy the next animated Star Wars series or Jedi 3. Yeah, no, I think both of those are definitely on my list. Yeah, I think the next animated series, if done, like I'm interested to see if it's Ventress. I will be fine with it, but I'll admit that Ventress is not my first choice for another animated series. I know, controversial. I know some people won't necessarily agree with me there. But I think it'll be fun if it's Ventress. Because we're still not forgetting that what happened to her. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Scotty. I know. Forgive me, Scotty. I've sinned. But yeah. What are you? What do you think that an animated. What do you all want for an animated series? I'll ask that. I'll put that forward.
That's a really good question.
Yeah. And the hard part of it is, for me at least, like the answer that I would have picked, they're kind of doing in comic form now with the new Star Wars relaunch of the New Republic era.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to think. Like, I've heard. Buck actually kind of anticipating what my answer was going to be, which was not phase 2 specifically, although I think phase 2 would be interesting. But what was I going to say? Set in phase 1 or phase 3 or wherever in that like 200 years before, like a High Republic animated series. And even if they were adapting the comics, even if they were adapting like the Jedi, even if they were adapting Rising Storm, whatever you want to call it, I think would be very interesting. I think that there could be a lot of fun had with Avar and Stellan and Elzar and Breath and all those great characters in animation. Maybe tell some side stories from the era, because obviously we have a lot from the era, but I just saw Buck comment. Yes, I know we do have a phase 1 to 3 animated series. I mean, other than Young Jedi Adventures, Buck. I mean, and like I love Young Jedi Adventures, and I know you love Young Jedi Adventures, and I got Jacob to watch a season of Young Jedi Adventures somehow. But
it was quite a ride.
I understand that a show for 5-year-olds may not be for everybody. To say the least. Yeah.
I think we made the most. I think we made the most of it. I would say that was definitely a memorable.
You know, there's more, Jacob, right?
Memorable of our. Oh yeah, I'm aware. I'm quite aware.
There's more. I binged the first half of the season. That was I binged the first half of the season when it came out, which was like a few months ago. I actually don't remember a lot of it, other than them like creeping towards more tape redemption. Yeah. So let's see. For Meg we got Mandalore. Jacob, where do you say? Where do you say for 36 ABY? Did you say somewhere?
I think somewhere back in the chat, someone said, Buck said Osis, and that got me thinking, let's really go crazy. I want to go to Biss and see what the heck Palpatine was cooking on that planet. Because I don't know how much of that has carried over into canon, but at least in
so
the
you're
old
talking
EU,
about Exegol.
he was. Is that has it just sort of been is that how they kind of redid it?
I mean,
because in Legend they're doing some crazy shit on Biss.
Yeah, I know. But for me, at least, like Biss, because Palpatine was resurrected in Legends on Biss, right?
What was it? Yeah, it probably was Biss.
So a planet where Palpatine was resurrected, where he had all sorts of creepy experiments going on, that's Exegol, right?
Yeah, it just doesn't have quite the same appeal to me somehow. I mean, if that's the case, man, I don't know. Maybe I'll go to Tython. Let's see where it really begins.
Yeah, I've just looked it up
let's take it way back.
Holy crap! I just looked it up on Wikipedia. I think it is actually canon. Yeah, it's canon. Never mind. Biss is canon. So go nuts with that.
Punch my ticket. But Eli, I just noticed we do have some more.
Yeah, I know. I was just
waiting in the wings. Do we want to?
I did see that. Yeah, no. Megan DeVore, anything else you want to talk about while you're here, or should we get on to the next guest?
I just wanted to say you were, saying nice things about us before you let us in, but indirectly, DeVore and I met because of both of you.
Yeah,
I was
true story.
Yeah, I think the first time. I was wondering if that was true. Podcast was your episode with them, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, I mean, indirectly, you're responsible for something pretty cool. So, I mean, thanks, I guess.
Hey, happy to help. I never would have guessed before we started, but crazier things have happened. Because you two were our first and second guests ever. I think
not true. There was one. The only reason I'm specifying is because the second guest would kill me if I don't mention he was the second guest. Between the two of them was Jared.
Yeah.
Who unfortunately could not be here today, but
he beat you by a day.
Oh man.
Yeah, but because Jared, as always, is focused on one thing and one thing only. When he can't win on epic confrontations, he has to win on another show. But no, thank you so much, both of you. Seriously, I'm so glad we could help you both in return. But for taking a chance on us. I was trying to think. I was trying to do some math before this. I'm like, how many both of you have been on? I think it's been close to. I know, DeVore, we had you on most recently for Survivor.
Yes.
I think it's been close to 10, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you both for all you've done, and thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
I think we're going to proceed on to our next.
If I can say one thing, Eli, as well, I do want to express my, humblest and most heartfelt gratitude to the both of you. I think I remember where I was. I remember the weather. Like, I was so nervous the first time, Meg, when we had you on our first guest. 'Cause I was like, this is a total ragtag operation. Like, we have no idea what the hell we're doing. Like in my mind, I was still like, what the fuck is, like, what are we doing? And I think, just the both of you, coming on and working with us and having fun, that really kind of opened my eyes to the connections that were possible. And I think especially in the beginning, when, even less than we are now, we're just kind of floating out there like, hey, we're doing our thing over here. It means a tremendous amount. It really does. So thanks to the both of you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you.
You are doing a great job. Congrats on 5 years, and looking forward to 5 more, and hopefully even more than that.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, thank you both so much. We're gonna bring in our next guest right here. I'm so glad we have a great roster of guests. Wait, shoot, I should have. Dang it, Megan DeVore. If you can come back in, I totally forgot to ask you both one more thing, which I should have asked you both. If you can come back in at any point, I'd love to just have you guys say where we can find you and all that kind of stuff. But until then, I will bring in our second guest, a more recent guest of Star Wars in the Galaxy, but a friend of ours for a long time. We have Goose here. What's going on,
What is
Goose?
up? What is up, gentlemen?
Welcome back to the show.
Congratulations on 5 years.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Trian's getting up there too, right?
I did. I didn't realize it because it's been honestly such a wild ride. Not just in terms of like podcasting, but the whole world on fire. You kind of lose track of what year it was. I still think it's 2019.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of insane to think about that. Yeah, 5 years, but ours is, I think, in August or September, something like this. So
yeah.
So we're still contemporaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say this is like 2022 part 4, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's how I'm counting this year.
For better or worse. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of deja vu going on, but even more the heat is even hotter this year.
Absolutely.
So that's why it's important to celebrate, like community and achievements.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Very well said.
Let's do another Star Wars opinions question. Use other than 11, because we already picked that. Pick a number between 1 and 30.
130. Let's go with 25.
25.
It is 2025, so let's be spicy.
One of my other question that I've thought about a lot in the past, and in fact, little plug. Shameless plug. Jared and I did an entire hour, like several hours long video just about this question for us, and a very specific, detailed version of this question for us. And that is, I'm going to post this one in chat. If you were compiling your own essential Skywalker saga, what piece of media would be most important to put on for you to put on there? Besides, obviously, the 9 films, you make like a Star Wars saga, which is the 9 films plus something else. What's that something else going to be?
I mean, see, that's interesting, because for me, a lot of it has to do with legacy and how we deal with victory. So in many ways, that's why I'm looking forward to the new Star Wars reboot comic series and seeing what Luke and the company is up to. So I feel like right now I don't have like an answer to that, because I still haven't seen like what post Return of the Jedi Skywalker saga looks like. I mean, obviously we have 7, 8, 9, but I still want to see like how Luke, Leia, deal with that, and obviously Anakin, because we know Anakin's ghost is around. So it's just like, so how do they deal with that legacy? I don't think we've seen that yet. So I'm gonna put my bets on the future, because I need to be hopeful right now in the future. So I'm just gonna hope that Alex Segura delivers with the rebooted Star Wars series, so that we can see how that Skywalker journey continues. So I'm gonna say that it's not out yet, but the future is bright for Skywalker legacy stories.
Fingers crossed.
I'm really excited. I'm glad that you brought it up. I'm really excited for the new Star Wars run. This is an era, like, I've always been, and I haven't started it yet. And I really should. I do have Princess and the Scoundrel. I am really interested in that era, like just post Endor or just post Jakku. Like, day one, Empire's gone. What takes its place? How do you build a completely new government? How do you?
And it's gonna become a tricky thing, right? Because it's one of those things where we've had so much EU stuff that covers that exact same era. So I understand the trepidation that Lucasfilm has had with, well, let's not show something that one can, that we've already done in the past when it wasn't canon. But it's like, how do you tell new stories in an era that has already kind of done those similar stories? But in many ways, for me, I think what's gonna be more interesting for that is not the immediate aftermath. It's more like, I think, 15 years down the line, right smack dab in the middle of Force Awakens or Return of the Jedi, because we get to see you live in victory as opposed to be in the context immediately adjacent to it. So that's why I kind of like want to see stories like Rise of Kylo Ren, right? Like that era of storytelling. I think it's going to be really interesting.
I'm interested. I just actually looked at Wikipedia. I'm like, is anything actual, like, is any piece of Star Wars media set in 28 BY, which is 15 years after Return of the Jedi? And no, the answer is no.
Because when is Shadows of the Sith? I know it's a
Shadow
little
of the Sith
down,
is like 28, I think. Which it yes, set right in that smack dab in the middle period is very interesting. Shadow of the Sith is it's 21. Okay, Shadow of the Sith is right there. Shadow of the Sith is, but like, other than Shadow of the Sith and Last Shot, I guess, is somewhere in there. Oh no, that's 7. So that's even, like, that's just after Jakku. Yeah, so other than like the Mandalorian and the Grogu saga stuff, which is like 9 apparently, which I'm still waiting for, like, visual dictionaries and stuff because I refuse to believe that all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew all take place all within the same year. I'm sorry.
Maybe there's some interstellar stuff going on, and some of these planets are around Gargantua, and the time dilation just works different.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Now we got the world between worlds. Anything is possible.
We do have the world. We do have the world between worlds, and that does complicate some things. But yeah, no, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, how do you reveal? How is, like, and that's actually another thing I will just say too that I'm very excited about. I know that this film has been slower to maybe crop up than some of us would have hoped, but it's something I'm very excited about for the new Jedi Order movie.
Hell yeah.
Especially because I want to, and, like, I totally understand why the sequels did what they did. I love the sequels probably more than most people like the sequels. I do just want to say, when Rey gets a new order, I want that new order to be an order. I want, like, I'm not saying it has to go up to the 10,000 Jedi Knights that were in the order pre.
But at least 100.
Yeah, at least a good amount of Jedi. Have it be an order, not just her. Yeah, not just her and a couple students. Give me an actual order. Yeah. Give me like make it like Luke's order in Legends. Like that, never height of the old Jedi, but there was a central cast of characters: Mara Jade, Kyle Katarn, whoever. like not them, but people like them. And whether you have, I'm like, I'm kind of 50-50 coin flip on whether Grogu is going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Because I can see a future where he is and where he isn't. But
my dark horse for that, because I agree with you completely, and I definitely want to see that. That's one of the things I'm most excited for, because I think the new Jedi Order Rey films can give us that vibe of the EU that a lot of people were really hoping for. And one thing, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's never going to happen. But what I would really, really want is to tie it back to the Kevin J. Anderson Jedi Academy trilogy books and Jedi Knight video games, and have have Rey establish her academy in Yavin 4. Because I'm just like, and that way, it's her own thing, but then you tie it back to the EU in a lot of ways, and you kind of have your cake and eat it type of thing. So I don't think it's gonna happen, but if they pull that trigger,
no, but it would be very
Jedi
cool.
Order, I'd be like, damn, that would be cool. And then you can have a Force Ghost Luke in the temple. I'm just like, damn, there it is.
If I may get a little indulgent right now, Jacob, I don't know how familiar you are with the Jedi Academy trilogy, and it's something I actually want to get to reading one of these days.
Not very.
Do you remember what the first story in the Yavin 4 temple is, Jacob?
Definitely not.
They're clearing out the temple. They're clearing out the Masasi temple on Yavin 4 to make a new Jedi temple.
Right.
And they stumble upon something. There's a Sith ghost that has been living.
Then Exar Kun in that one.
It's Exar Kun.
I forgot how much Legends was.
Who's been living there for thousands of years, just kind of vibing there.
Yeah.
That's
Cal Katarn or some shit like that. I don't even remember. It's been so long.
And like, I'm not saying it has to be Exar Kun. Although if it would, we would never see Jared again. Guaranteed. We would never. Jared would be the most powerful being in the entire universe if Exar Kun was brought back for the new Jedi Order movie. Again, 0.00001% chance it ever happens. But if it does, never see Jared again. But I think that would be. Really cool to have like a Sith ghost, like the way it was presented in the Jedi Academy books. It was like the slow creep of it began possessing students. Like they didn't realize, but it began possessing students, and students started acting real weird. And it was just kind of this mystery of like, wait, we just started this new order. Luke had, I think, like a dozen students or something like that. Everybody's acting weird. What the hell is going on? Is this thing doomed to fail? No, it was just a Sith ghost just corrupting everybody, and they had to all combine their force powers in a very kind of, I feel like, Lord of the Rings fantasy way of like combining their power to dispel the evil darkness. I think that'd be really, really cool.
I agree. I think like that movie, out of all of them, and I mean, when I say this, I don't mean to bash any of the other movies that are coming out, because obviously I'm going to be first in line for all of them. I'm always excited for more Star Wars. But that being said, the new Jedi Order Rey film, that's the one that's got me the most excited, because I'm ready for new stuff that we haven't seen. So this has the most potential to be like the most innovative of the films in terms of like storylines and potentials to see like new characters and new planets and new plots and new enemies. So not just not just Star Destroyers, which I love Star Destroyers, don't get me wrong, but I want to see new stuff. And that's why I think Skeleton Crew really excelled. It's just like it just gave us new stuff, even within the timelines that we're familiar with. So Rey's gonna do it for us.
Yeah. All right. So Goose, before we bring in the next guest, do you want to plug everywhere we can find you?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. And again, like, congratulations on 5 years. It's amazing how time flies. And like the previous people were saying, like, I hope that 5 becomes 10 and so on and so forth. So one of the great advantages of the great social media purge that has been going on is that now it's far easier to find us. Before we were all over the place, and now we have reduced our presence to Blue Sky, basically. So you can just find us on Blue Sky in our liberal bubble at Triad of the Force Blue Sky, whatever the hell the extension is, and you'll find us there. And that's easy. That way you don't have to search for us anywhere else. If you want to listen to us, we're on Apple and Spotify and all those other things, and obviously YouTube until there's a better Blue Sky YouTube alternative, and then we'll move there. So thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you
No, thanks
for coming on and for being a part
so
of our
much,
journey.
Happy 5 years and have a happy Sunday. Stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Goose. All right, we have another guest. Give me a second. I think I might have. I was just going to refill my. I'm just going to refill my water bottle, and I think I might have left the sink on by accident. There we go.
Ooh.
All right, we're good. Let's bring on guest number 3. Good friend of the show. Good friend of mine personally. Somebody who we've technically met in person, but he's never gonna let this go, and I don't blame him. We have friend of the show, co-host of one of my favorite streams we've done on In a Galaxy a few months ago. We have Buck O'Brien.
Hello.
Hey, Buck, thanks for coming on. How are you doing today?
Hi, Jacob. And no, I won't let it go. No. You guys literally sat in front of me and my husband at the
we need the picture. We need all the pictures of the evidence. I think Devore may have taken one at Celebration that directly has the evidence.
Yeah, I have a couple of pictures where I took of the crowd, so you can see where my husband is, and you guys are right in front of, or at my empty seat.
Yeah.
We were passing favors for that one, so I was running around before the panel giving out
which panel was
that? Was the pink milk one?
It was pink milk.
Oh God, that was the best. That was the best panel too. That was the best panel too.
We almost arrived late for that. And I'm like, no, we didn't. We almost arrived late for the Triad of the Force panel, ironically, because we were trying to navigate the convention center and got stuck in a cargo elevator accidentally. Yeah. That was a fun time.
That was a good time, guys. Celebration. Anaheim was great. Those are only two.
Anaheim was fantastic. I went to Anaheim very briefly when it was in 2015, 16 or something like that, but I didn't know what I was doing there at the time. I was half this age. But
we lived just a mile from there, just north of Disneyland, and so we were able to walk and that was nice. The second one, we were living in Seattle, so
I'm crossing my fingers so hard. I am crossing my fingers so hard for 2026 that it will be within the United States, because I swore to myself after 2022, I swore to myself, I'm going to every one of these that's in the United States, that's in the continental United States. And then what do we get?
The powers that be said, no.
Said not so fast.
Double.
Said London, then Tokyo. I'm like, okay, are
London
you
and Tokyo, yeah. I do hope though that we got a double whammy where we get 26 and 27, because 26 would be the lead up to the Mandalorian Grogu, right? Is that 26? I don't even know.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a movie that year. And then
it would be Mando Grogu 26 and then 27
would be the 50th
anniversary.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping it's a
Wars.
double whammy. We do 2 in the United States back to back.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
We do let's be real. I'm almost certain we would do Anaheim, Orlando, or Orlando, Anaheim.
Yep. Yeah.
But
I don't really want to go to Orlando.
I don't either, but I would do it. I'd do it for Celebration. All right, let's see. So, Buck, why don't you pick a number between 1 and 30 for the
9
Star Wars opinion question? 9. All right, here we go. So we're sticking with this. Yes. I remember I had a really great conversation about this with some friends of ours. Shoot, did I accidentally just delete this? There it is. Here we go. We are continuing talking about. Apparently, I'm so obsessed with these stories, which for good reason, because I'm very excited for these stories.
Okay.
What major threats to the galaxy do you think would be most interesting in storytelling that takes place after the rise of Skywalker? What are our new threats to the galaxy? I think it'll be a while before we see full-blown Sith again.
Right. There needs to be a new sex of Force users, but I think with the High Republic introducing certain elements within the Star Wars galaxy, and with Ahsoka introducing a new galaxy to to Star Wars, I still think that there is a place for the Yuuzhan Vong.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
There's a place for the
Yuuzhan
Vong.
Thank you.
Both of you are completely serious about
I
this.
agree.
Yeah. I love the New Jedi Order. Like I love those books. I don't care if everyone, like a lot of people don't. I love those books. I loved Jason and Anakin and Jaina and all the Jedi.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you. I'm
Those
gonna
are the
agree with
stories
you.
we wanted.
Major asterisk. I'm gonna agree with you. Major asterisk. Which is, I think the Yuuzhan Vong could work.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that would need to be changed about them, and I think that if whoever's working on the story would know this, we have to remove the one ridiculous element about them from Legends.
The Islamophobia?
No.
Because
what?
the force blindness works within the story, so.
Oh, I don't think it does.
It does,
See,
and especially since we've introduced the Nameless and Planet X into the canon. Yuuzhan Tar, the Zanama Sakat, like those elements, the force blindness of the Yuuzhan Vong, it doesn't.
I'm not convinced that force blindness. I'm not convinced of.
There's a whole arc. They don't stay blind in the force, so that's the other thing. It's a whole arc, and why it's all part of the story and the journey, and that's why I love.
I have to re-examine the Yuuzhan Vong, but I don't feel comfortable just with a gut instinct because the force is the energy field that binds all living things together.
Do you remember why they were the Jedi couldn't sense them in the force?
I actually don't.
Okay, so there's it's all part of the story. They don't, because that's what I'm saying. They don't stay blind, like they're not a void in the Force anymore. Like the Jedi will eventually be able to sense them. They regain their connection to the living Force. So it's all part of the story. That's why I think it can work. I mean, people think about how we were introduced to them. It is a scary element, and that's why I think because of introducing the Nameless in the High Republic, this really does work, and I do believe that they can actually connect.
That's a good
these
point,
two elements really well, like the stories of the Nameless and Planet X and those kinds of things with Zanama Sakat and the Yuuzhan Vong, and I think there are elements there that either don't have to be connected exactly but do work thematically. So I would be very excited for Yuuzhan Vong, especially an enemy that you can't use, Jedi can't use the Force on. I think that's brilliant. The same way that
shout out to Michael McCoy. Thanks so much for dropping by. Woodsy has another one from Legends, which I think is fascinating. Which,
that's
Lucasfilm, if you could ever do what DC is doing, I'm not saying you're in the position to do it right now, but I know DC is doing they're doing this thing called Elseworlds. I think they're calling it.
Well, they've always had stories for alternate universe stuff.
But I think what Gunn's doing, he's having his main DC universe, and then he's having the Batman is in its own separate thing. And if there could if we could do that with Star Wars, if there could be an animated series for Legacy, I would just trip. Again, referencing good friend of the show, Jared the Dark Jedi. Jared and I would have a field day with a Legacy animated series. Darth Krayt, the Fell Empire.
Yes, all that would be wonderful. I think that ignoring these wonderful elements that fans enjoyed for decades is honestly hurting Lucasfilm's pocket and the fandom's enjoyment of Star Wars as a whole. I know that there are vocal elements who are very negative, nasty people, but there are people, those of us who, like, we don't like. It's annoying because like I hate them, like when those of us who enjoyed Legends get lumped in with those assholes. When we're like, we just like Legends.
Yeah,
the stories
I feel like I'm on the same
weird.
page there with you.
Yeah, like stories can be sometimes weird, but like current canon is the same. I think they're like have the same level of quality across the board. Like from 1976 when the first Star Wars book came out, which was the novelization, all the way through to now, like the canon and Legends has its ups and downs. They're good and bad, and things that work for some people that don't work for others. There is every type of story in Star Wars because Star Wars has always experimented, and I feel like Star Wars isn't experimenting enough lately, and that really makes me kind of annoyed. Because I'm like, I feel like every story is a similar tone and too safe, especially in the comics. Like I've just not been a fan of comics for the last several years. And so I'm just like, I want to love the comics again, and I want to love the story, the expanded universe stories. Like I love reading the books, watching the video, playing the video games, and watching animated shows, and all the things that used to come from Star Wars because they were experimenting constantly, and Georgia liked experimentation.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of room for. I think Star Wars has a real chance. I think I really do think that like we're coming to the end of like this is the phrase that Alex Damon coined really, but like was one of the first people to like really define Star Wars in terms of like I think we are coming to like the end of like the first major phase of Star Wars. Like from like I think as soon as I'm trying to think exactly when it'll quote unquote finish, but like I think probably as soon as Dave's movie starts getting in the works, we'll be finished with this first major phase of okay, we're building up the Grogu saga, we're trying things out with the Acolyte and Andor and the Jedi games and all that kind of stuff. And I think there's a real chance to open up Star Wars to these new tones, and the High Republic was incredible in doing that. The High Republic I think kept a lot of the newness in Star Wars alive over the past few years, and I'm very excited to see.
Yes, Scotty. R.I.P. Acolyte. That still damages me, right? Like
the Acolyte, which got 2.7 billion views. We found out minutes watched today. 2.7 billion minutes watched, the most of any show other than Percy Jackson, The Olympians, from 2024. According to this, according to
I will say. When they canceled Acolyte, that's when I knew that we were going to lose the election this year. Was last year. I was like, they canceled the Acolyte.
Cultural bellwether.
Yep, that was exactly. I was like, we are losing this election. I don't know why. Like the correlation, because Disney giving in to a certain element of people, and you were seeing in corporations, and I was like, maybe some corporations will still continue to stand with those of us who are on the side of good. And then they canceled the Acolyte, and I was like, oh, we're really losing this election next year, because that was just we're just seeing, and then continuing to see like corporations continue to turn against DEI. Like, fuck the state of the world right now. But that was one of the things that I was like, and I was depressed for months, guys. Like I had to take a Star Wars break. The cancellation of the Acolyte broke me.
I'm still very hopeful just because of how much love there has been for the Acolyte that we are still going to get more stories for this.
I see daily posts on some social media site where someone was like, "Oh, I just finished Acolyte. How the fuck did they cancel this? It's really good." I still talk to my
Jacob coworker. Still needs to see it.
Jacob, I will forgive you for
I'm
that.
behind, but I do want to see it. I have every intention of watching it. Fear not.
I'm not going to use this to because I'm not going to become the exact thing I've been raving against for like years. Right. No disrespect to Skeleton Crew. I like Skeleton Crew a lot. I did. I know a certain one of us has different feelings about that series. But I really did like Skeleton Crew. I really liked it a lot. The Acolyte, to me, was just like invigorating. There was just so much about that series that was just so interesting, and Leslie Headland, I think, just gets it. I think there's a lot of things she just gets about Star Wars and about these ideas and about these themes and about, you know, the whole the way duality was constructed with that. We're not going to do Acolyte in a Galaxy for quite a while, just because we want to do Rebels all in one piece. We want to we want to do I think this is you.
Yeah, that's okay. I spend most of my workday outside, and I gotta protect my beautiful face. It's cold out here, guys.
Yeah.
I knew if I started growing it out, because I always had kind of like a short beard or scruff in the summer, but I haven't really cut it except for like kind of trimming it a little bit since September. So
fair enough.
Looks good. No, but I was gonna say, I'm very excited. And that's the thing. Like I've seen, like that's what I'm most excited about, honestly. At any time, honestly, since like 2018, 2019, we're going to pay Alden Diaz right now crap ton of money. The thing that gives me hope with Star Wars constantly is the tapestry, is that we get the buffet, is that we can have, you know, we're going from Skeleton Crew, which was this delight of a series, which was these kids romping around the galaxy. What do we have next?
Andor.
Revolutionary Star Wars with grit and resisting fascism and all this stuff. And then, you know, sometimes smashing people with bricks, and then sometimes and then you know, sometime probably next year we're gonna get the next TV season. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get in live action. We're going to swing all the way back to the other side. We're going to go high fantasy with Ahsoka season 2. We have the Hound.
Are they filming this year?
I think Dave is close to done writing it.
Okay, because I thought they weren't filming until after Grogu came out, so I didn't think we were getting that to 2027.
I don't know. I think the casting of Rory McCann, the recasting as Rory McCann as Baylan Skoll,
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Suggests that they might be further along than we might have thought.
Yeah.
But like I'm really excited for Ahsoka season. Like Ahsoka season 2 is probably my most anticipated thing, other than the Rey New Jedi Order film. Yeah. But in TV, I think Ahsoka season 2 is my most anticipated thing.
Ahsoka hoodie. Which every time I wear this out in public, some woman over the age of 40 comes up to me and goes, "That is such a good show." So it's reaching a demographic that Star Wars has generally not reached before. I cannot wear this hoodie out in public without some woman over the age of 40 being like, "Oh, I love that show so much. Your hoodie is so great." Guys, these shows may not hit for everybody.
Crazy.
They may not be everyone's favorite, but they're reaching demographics that have not been reached before. My problem is Star Wars,
especially the Acolyte
schedule, and the fact that you would cancel the Acolytes. Like, what the fuck? I will harp on this forever, guys. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I'm hashtag renew the Acolyte, hashtag all that stuff. I'm just thinking about Ahsoka, and I feel like it wouldn't be in a Galaxy stream unless we didn't play this clip, which is tangentially related to Ahsoka. 3 words: they found him. They also found this.
Buffalo Wild Wings has deals on deals on deals. Like buy one, get one half off Wing Tuesdays, buy one, get one free Boneless Thursdays, and $3 Tall House beers every day. With all these deals, it's a win-win. Only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Was it worth it? Do you think anybody heard?
I have a feeling they did.
A preview of the next 2 years on Star Wars in a Galaxy. A preview of the next 2 years in that one clip. Will never not be fine. Will never not be fun. My now new ambition, because I know he is one of the only people crazy enough to do this. My now new ambition is, let's get Imanis Fondi to record that.
Okay, let's look at where his con schedules will be, and
he's everywhere. You know, he's
right. That's what I'm saying. a friend in the fandom and ask them to, or if he's on Cameo again. If he's on
Cameo again, we get it seems obvious. It seems obvious to have him record. he's been playing tennis, recording his music, and no, absolutely, Scotty.
His music. His music is pretty good. It's pretty good. Go listen to it. It's pretty good.
I haven't dived into it too much, but I respect he's doing his own thing, and it's Buck, do you want to plug anywhere we can find you? Other than on Epic Confrontations pretty soon. We're still trying to plan this,
we'll figure it out.
But Buck is going to be playing in our first ever teams title match of Epic Confrontations, that I'm very excited for. Which we are about 75% of the way through writing right now, I think. I can confidently say. So we're
Jacob, slide me the hack his computer and slide me the answers.
Dude, I can't even, bro. Eli is a trivia sadist, trivia demon.
Oh, I know.
Can't even, it's so beyond me. The level that he and everyone is on is so far surpassed me that I've just kind of thrown up my hands and I'm just kind of watching from the sidelines in awe. Yeah.
We have
the level of
I'm just saying I know Epic Confrontations has been slower to ramp up this year. However, I can tell you we have 3 matches that are just about ready to go. They're all just about ready to go. We have the Coaxium run ready to go. We have the team's title match ready to go, and we have an exhibition match we've been planning for half a year.
I'm excited.
That I haven't announced yet, but people close to the show know what it is, and it's going to be very.
It's going to be
good. That match, writing that match has almost driven me crazy because I never want to write a single question about any of the things that match is about ever again.
Which are my favorite things. So
I know, and they're great. Don't get me wrong; they're awesome.
Yeah.
I love them. Yeah. I never want to write a question about X, Y, or Z ever again. Thanks, Buck, for dropping by. So where can we find you before I?
Well, first off, congratulations on 5 years.
Thank you.
It is nice to have that memory of sitting next to each other at Celebration, and Eli has become a really good friend over the years. We chat weekly probably at this point.
Yeah.
Jacob is always busy, and it's all good. I still love you, buddy.
All good.
You can find me everywhere except Twitter at Highball2814. Twitter, I got canceled for saying what you should do to Nazis, so you can find my new account on Twitter at the Buy Republic. Thank you, Jared, for letting me have that handle. And lately, if you find me on Blue Sky, I'm mostly just in my Green Lantern era right now. So on there, just because I think they're doing some really good stuff with the Green Lantern comics. With DC right now, so I'm just really excited about that. And then
I was gonna say, I feel like every morning I log on to Blue Sky and half of my feed is freaking Green Lantern. I'm just
excited for the state of Green Lantern right now. The comics have been great, and there's the show coming out soon.
The Lantern show,
excited.
Right?
I'm excited for it. The casting has been unexpected, but it excites me in a way because it's not. I'm not getting the expected actors, and that makes me happy. I'm people who I know who could be good will give us something that isn't just kind of cookie cutter, and I don't know, something about the casting right now with that show for Hal, Jon Stewart, and Sinestro is just delicious, and I'm excited. The state of DC comics, both on TV and movies and comics, is great right now, so I'm excited. So those are my 2 fandoms, Green Lantern and Star Wars. So yeah.
I mean, I've never really been into the DC stuff, but I might have to from hearing you talk about the new stuff. It does sound intriguing.
It's
so there's
really
always
fun.
that.
And we got the Superman Legacy coming out this summer, and they just started filming a Supergirl movie that that's exciting too. I don't know. DC's my first movie I ever saw in the movie theater was Batman '89. I was 3 years old, too young to probably have been seeing that movie in the theater. But DC had been has been in my DNA ever since. So, and then Star Wars came along down the way. So, but but guys, again, congratulations.
Absolutely.
You guys have a great rest of the stream.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much for being a part of this and all your support. Yeah. Take care.
Yeah. Later, guys.
All right. So, Jacob, I'll have you select another one while we give me a second. We've done 11, 25, and 9. Still, let's do number 4.
All right,
I'm gonna again highlight this comment. Anybody else who wants to call in, I think we'll probably end up going for another half hour or so, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I do have to go eat dinner after this. It's getting
absolutely
starting to get a little late.
All right, so Jacob, can you select another question?
Yeah, let's go with number 17. I'm feeling 17.
Aha, yes, this is a good one, and we will let's do this. This is an interesting one. And we will answer it. Give me a second. All right. So here's the question right here.
Which trilogy ending scene is your favorite?
Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, or The Rise of Skywalker? And to help answer it, we have friend of the show, Eric Elliott, right here. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm here. I'm black. And I'm nerdy.
Thanks so much. I don't think you and Jacob have met technically before, but no, Eric's a friend of the show. He's hopped on a few of the streams we've had here. I'll hand this over to you, Eric, first, actually. Which trilogy ending scene is your favorite?
Trilogy ending scene, I think, is my favorite. I mean, I guess it sounds cliche, but Return of the Jedi is I just love the sense of finality it gives to that trilogy. Like I can't say Rise of Skywalker because I prefer Rey Nobody. I can't say Revenge of the Sith because I think the green screen at the end with them holding the baby isn't very good. But I like the idea poses, just the execution is a bit wonky to me.
Jacob, what about you?
Gosh, man, I mean, I think for me the obvious, for me clearly it's my personal preference. I think the ending with Return of the Jedi, seeing, just the celebrations, across the galaxy and kind of getting that moment, after everything that as the audience you kind of go through in that movie. I remember watching Return of the Jedi for the first time, I think I was at my uncle's house. I was probably around 9 or 10. And, by this point I already knew the ending. I'd gotten into Star Wars through books at the library, all the Star Wars reference books, visual.
Look at your background.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even know this was going to be a question, but it's kind of perfect. I guess how can I pick anything else? I think after everything that movie kind of puts you through and sort of that emotional state that I felt, watching Luke, get pushed to the absolute brink in the throne room, and then watching, Darth Vader, Anakin, kind of have his redemptive moment and, still end up, losing his life, and Luke having to lose his father right when he's, gotten him back and really got him for the first time. Like that really, it's amazing that we get that zoom out sort of moment, I guess, right at the end to say, not only what does this mean, on a personal level, Luke, Leia, Han, Lando, everyone in the rebellion, the individuals who have worked so hard and sacrificed so much, but for the entire galaxy and for everyone who's, feeling the same way. And I really think, I don't think you can beat that. I think Revenge of the Sith, I like the idea. Execution, I think I'm a little bit more positive on that than you guys. And then I'm actually, I'm blanking on the ending scene of the Rise of Skywalker right now. The very last scene, is it the lightsaber burial? Is that the very
the very last shot is the sunset shot with BB-8 going the Rey.
Yeah, I'm ambivalent. I'm ambivalent on that one personally. So yeah, I think I'll go with the original, the first trilogy ending scene for my pick.
Are you a Sebastian Shaw man? Or are you a Hayden Christensen man for the Force Ghost?
Oh my gosh, that is an excellent question. I don't know if I've ever thought about it before. I think there is something to be. I think there really is something to be said for each version. Because honoring. And this is something that I also go back and forth on a lot, I think, and I think a lot of people do, the special editions and kind of the complicated feelings that arise. Whereas even though I never saw the originals, I've only seen the special, I think one of the, I can't remember which, I'm not sure which special edition, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen all three of the original versions.
I have the 95 VHS tapes and I watched all three of them.
Lovely. But
Nice.
that being, Star Wars is, for me and for a lot of, it's such an intergenerational family thing. Like, I was raised on my dad, coming watching Star Wars, and he would be like reminiscing, like, oh man, I remember my parents, they took me to see the first movie and I was so excited, and this and that, and like, on the one hand, you want to have that experience, and it feels really, really important to honor the way that the movies originally were and kind of how they were that started everything. On the other hand, I think there is something beautiful about, George Lucas, whether I'm mixed about, I'm ambivalent on this as well for various reasons, about honoring the process and not going back and changing, art and entertainment after you've put it out, is generally not something I'm a huge fan of. But
don't worry about feeling mixed. I mean, I'm always mixed.
I think him, having the guts and sort of the strength of his creative vision, be like, I'm going to go back anyway and redo it to make it the way I want it, whether or not it was the way he originally wanted to play. I feel like the narrative changes sometimes, coming from George Lucas on that front, but there is something beautiful as well that, as the story develops, as George Lucas told more and more of the story, he then went back and said, I want to do it like this. There's something nice about that as well. And I think lately I have been feeling more nostalgic for that, kind of 2000s prequel era,
right?
Star Wars vibe prequel trilogy. So I really don't think there's a wrong answer for that. But ultimately, I think the one that I saw first would have been the Hayden Christensen one. So I might go with that.
What would be hilarious? If George Lucas went back and made these special editions, but he didn't replace Sebastian Shaw with Hayden Christensen. He replaced him with Jake Lloyd. He's like, this was the time when he was good-hearted. Because Hayden Christensen, Anakin, is a fuckboy.
I'd love to see someone. Funny. I'd love to see someone do that. I'd love to see someone with some video editing chops do that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Cooper.
Thank you so much, Cooper.
And
Buck Dog in the house, young Buck.
That is.
Wait. What's your name again? I'm sorry, I forgot it.
Jacob?
No, you on screen.
Oh,
not Eli. I'm sorry.
I'm
What's your
Jacob.
name again? Jacob.
He has to have his rap names, right? That's what you're doing, right?
It's hard for me to do on the spot so quickly. You keep talking. Maybe
Don't
I'll
worry.
think of it.
We'll give you more time for it.
All
Thanks
right.
so much for stopping by, Eric. Do you have anything to plug?
Yes, Honest Claude, and I really want to get you on there. You don't respond to Facebook or Twitter, but hopefully we'll figure out a way to make this work. Maybe I need to take down your phone number or something.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks so much.
Honest Claude, I just had Mark Perez from Braxium on my show. Really cool dude.
Yeah, great stuff.
I've had a couple different guests, including all three hosts of SSW Network, including Chris. I know he's kind of off and on, but thank you for having me. I hope you have a good time, and congratulations on your 5-year anniversary. Absolutely fantastic.
Thanks so much, Eric.
Pat yourself on the fucking back.
Yeah, thank you so much.
For
stopping by, Eric.
Zilla Ray. Why don't you tell them about that when I'm gone?
I knew you were going to see. Yes, I will. I 100% will. Yeah, I will. Thank you so much for stopping by, Eric. I was actually, I know. Eric has this theory, which is okay. So you know how Palpatine was engineering the Zilla Beast, right? Was doing some weird stuff with the Zilla Beast. What if some of that DNA got transferred into Rey? What if, like, strand casts and stuff like that? Like, what if all that stuff was kind of going on at the same time? What if Rey had some Zillo DNA? We don't know what DNA was put into Rey.
Was she not just conceived the normal way? I thought that was the implication.
Oh, I mean, sorry, I don't mean Rey. I don't mean Rey. I mean Dathan. That's what I mean. I mean Dathan.
Oh, it would have been.
I mean Dathan.
I mean,
it would have been Dathan. Never mind. I was just.
Is Dathan
totally
like a weird genetically engineered clone? Is he not?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
He's definitely mostly Palpatine, but he's not all Palpatine.
I mean, given that Rey doesn't have, scales or armor plates or anything, off the bat, I'm struggling to see. But, I think, I don't know. I mean, she is kind of a beast, She kicks a lot of ass. So, I mean, maybe that's
speaking
part
of
of
Scotty,
why. I don't know.
Speaking of, I just saw I would love to see more Naboo, more Gungans in Star Wars. Yes. In new Star Wars. Yes. Just yes. I think we're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. Jacob, why don't you select another one?
Yeah. Before that, I do want to highlight one thing that bugs out, which is Rebels Season 2 best. I know best ending of any Star Wars story is a high bar. That being said, that was the first time that Star Wars really broke my heart. I mean, I remember exactly where I was, when I was watching that. That was just, oh my gosh. I think I was really young at the time. I must have been like 11 or 12. Like I was real little, and that just, man, when I tell you Ahsoka was like my favorite character from the Clone Wars and my favorite character in Rebels, I was ATL Jacob. Okay, thank you, Eric. I just saw that in the chat. Thank you very, very much. That really broke my heart when I thought of that Ahsoka was gone for good. Let me tell you. I think Eli. I remember saying to you, man, season 3 of Rebels is gonna have to be really, really good to win me back after how Ahsoka went out. Well, safe to say seasons 3 and 4 were really, really good because it's not my favorite show and I can't stop talking about how much I love it. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll pull as well.
For me, I think my favorite ending of anything is still probably always going to be TCW season 7. Just the dramaticness of the Siege of Mandalore and how all of that, like, truly, I think some of Dave's best work in canon has been the Siege of Mandalore, and Ahsoka. Jacob, why don't you select one more question from this batch?
Let's do 16.
Another one here we go. What format of storytelling that has either been minimally explored or unexplored would you be interested in Star Wars doing more of?
Minimally explored or unexplored? Gosh, but that's
So here,
what about
like
sorry,
gut answer?
continue?
Here's my answer. Here's my
Okay.
gut answer. I want more short story collections. I think those have always been really fun in the past, but from a certain point of views.
Oh yeah,
You know, we've only gotten 3 of them.
I love them. They're awesome.
We got Stories of Jedi and Sith. There are various other short story collections. I think the short stories are really valuable for the development of Star Wars. I think that short stories are always like to you know, to get, you know, in 15 to 20 pages in and out of a little pocket of the Star Wars galaxy. Really, like, I mean, I feel like the cop-out answer, the answer that all of us really have, at least that I have, and I know a lot of other people have, will always be video games. But I understand that those take a long time to develop, and the video game industry is always in flux, and
I
all
think
that
they've
kind
been
of stuff.
pretty well explored. I mean, I think the number of video games that have come out, you know, under Disney has been far, far less than it could have been, especially compared to, you know, the heyday, you know, under
Yeah, I was gonna say,
LucasArts.
because like under LucasArts, they were making like,
You know,
5 of these a year. We've gotten
Yeah, but
and
I
the
think
games are bigger and more expansive, and don't get me
Yeah,
wrong about that.
I
But
think
like,
that's just the trend towards wanting to make, you know, only these like, you know, huge, you know, kind of the AAA title, like huge, super heavy, massive maps, like graphically insanely intensive kind of games. You know, and I
yeah,
think that I don't know if every Star Wars game kind of needs to be that way. You know, like I think there are a lot of possibilities to be explored, you know, in a way that add to the Star Wars continuity, because there are, you know, plenty of mobile games that are very, very different, you know, like Star Wars Hunters, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you know, that, you know, they're not in the actual canon continuity, but they, you know, do some really interesting things. I said do. I'm gonna go with, I think cookbooks are underexplored. I know we've gotten some Star Wars cookbooks, but what about like a Star Wars cookbook that's like, you know, the Jedi Path, Book of Sith, Bounty Hunter Code, you know, I want a cookbook that's marked
annotated by
down by
characters in the
different, like,
universe.
what if it like Tarkin's personal chef? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we got like Palpatine's? What if we got like Palpatine's personal chef? What if we got like an in-universe? I don't know. Buck's saying there are like 5 cookbooks. Is there like it? What I'm saying is there an in-universe?
No, no, there's not
cookbook
specifically
that
what you're
adds
talking
to the
about.
story? Because I don't know. I'm a food guy. I love cooking. I love eating. I love stuffing my face. I love watching videos about food. I love watching shows about food. I just finished Stanley Tucci's new show. It's really, really good. Searching for Italy, I think it's called. Anyhow, I would love something. I would love something like that. Jabba the Hutt's personal chef, annotating up some cookbooks. And then, you know, having that dialogue with. I don't even know. Who in Star Wars is a foodie? I don't know.
Interesting answer. You might have to check out the Galaxy's Edge and Life
All
Days
right.
cookbooks.
Well, there we go.
But yeah, no, let's see. Do you want to do another one? Do you want to do some 6 degrees? What are you feeling for as we wind
I
this
think we could do
stream
one
down?
more. I think we got time. I do have a couple of bangers though for 6 degree. I mean,
Okay.
at
All
this
right,
point,
yeah,
everything's
'cause
so interconnected that it's kind of hard to really make a really challenging one. But I came up with a couple of good ones.
Yes, and for those in
like.
the live chat, please feel free to do not only, of course, these, but the questions, but the 6 degrees with us.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob. Another.
And thank you, Buck, for the new reading material. We'll definitely be
This is cool. Yes. Ken Burns in-universe Star Wars documentaries, as we got the Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire recently, the in-universe history book by Chris Kempshall. I am into that idea of having an in-universe like Ken Burns style documentaries. I think that's a great idea. I think that'd be fascinating to watch and see how things in the Star Wars universe, how history is perceived, the historiography of the Star Wars universe per se, would be fascinating. Jacob, why don't you pick give me a second. I'm just going to go quickly turn there we go. It's just getting a little dark in my room, so just wanted to turn the light on. Obi-Wan reference for real. You want to pick another number, Jacob?
Man. What do you say? 1 through 30, 1 through. Let's go 28.
1 through 30, yeah.
Let's go 28.
28. This is a fun one. What minor Star Wars character do you think deserves a 4-issue comic run? We've been getting a lot of these recently. We just got two 4-issue runs last year with Jango Fett and Mace Windu. What minor Star Wars character do you think deserves a 4-issue Star Wars comic run?
What minor Star Wars character deserves a 4-issue comic run?
Ooh, this is a good one from Buck Pelimoto. I will go also with the a more recent pick, which Jacob's again. I'm gonna talk gibberish for a second to Jacob. I'm sorry. I think Catholics deserves a 4-issue comic run. I don't care what he's doing. I just want to see what Catholics is doing. I'm trying to think of a character that Catholics is a minor character in Skeleton Crew that has no importance, but just kind of sits there and is weird. But we love him. We love Catholics. Ooh, Sifo Dyas is a good one.
That's a good pick.
Gosh. Let's see.
See, my mind went straight to like total like glup shittos, but you need to pick something a little bit more.
Ooh, Buck's got another good one.
More substantial.
I'm trying to think of ones like honestly, I mean, I feel like this would be like a 4-issue. I feel like a 4-issue one would be almost a little too short. But there's a certain Sith lord that may or may not be seen in a recent Star Wars show. Wink, wink to those of you who knows who this is. Dirge, since he's canon again. That's Buck. You're right. That's actually my real answer. Sorry, that's my real answer. Dirge is my real answer. Certain Sith Lord that is canon now due to a show that rhymes with Shmishmakalite. From that show, I'm trying to think of. Ooh, Gorian Shard is another great one. Advanced Mateys. I'd love a Kelleran 4-issue run. I would love a Kelleran Beck 4-issue run. I'd love a Zam Wessel 4-issue run. We have to stay on brand, so we have to say Zam Wessel.
Dirge. I like that one as well.
Run. Yeah, Dirge. We were just discussing. I'm trying to think.
How about a Plo Koon 4-issue run?
Sure, why not?
I like that guy.
Look, I almost would wonder if he'd
one
be
of my favorite Jedi Council
major
members.
Of a character for our definitions, but yeah, no, I think that would work. I'm trying to think, maybe like an Aura Singh run, Aura Singh 4-issue run. Trying to think, there was a character. Was he bold pick? I'll give you this bold pick. But because I know that is a controversial character to say the least. Oh, right, you're right. I knew this in the back of my mind because I just saw that interview on Star Wars Explained. But like I know he's going to be in like an issue or something like that. they're all being paired so I know like Yoda's being paired in the new Jedi Knights comic series with some new Jedi Knight that Mark Guggenheim has made. Ooh, this is another good one from Woodsy. The Armorer is another great one. I'm trying to think of there was one. Oh, Claude. I think a Claude would be a fun one. Just to see how Claude works. Any of the freaking I'd take a 4-issue run about any of the caretakers on Octo. I would. I would take a 4 about the caretakers doing stuff.
That would be interesting. What about Click Clack? Click Clack from Rebels. How did he survive? How did he get the one remaining egg? What has he been up
Honestly,
to
sure.
all this time?
Honestly, sure.
Post annihilation of the Geonosian societies by the Empire. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I'm trying to think of like other Lup Shadow-esque characters that would work. Like Constable Zubio would be fun, honestly. Remember when we all thought he was going to be a main character in The Force Awakens and he just wasn't?
Yeah, that was
AP5 going on Broadway. I mean, he has the talent. We know he has the talent. Frankly, I was just about to say an Ewok 4-issue comic series, but we actually do have that. I know, is that Jody Hauser who's doing the Ewoks comic series? Let's see, who's doing that? Who is that? Oh, it's Steve Orlando who is writing the Ewoks comic series. Okay. Never mind then. No, I'd be interested in checking that out. Yeah, let's see. Jacob, why don't you start off? Maybe we'll trade off doing
all right, yeah.
What do you call it?
Couple more to wrap it up. 6 degrees.
6 degrees. Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna put this on the stream the stream one more time. If anybody else wants to call in, we've had some great guests pop in so far. If anybody wants to call in, this is your last call.
Take.
We'll ask you one of the questions from the list, which we still have many from.
Yeah.
All right.
Jacob,
Why don't you go first? Because I have 3. I think that were from another stream. That I don't think we ever got to ask. So, yeah, Jacob, why don't you go with your first one?
Okay, Eli, connect for me, please, in 6 degrees or less. Cato Paracity to Vel Sartha. Cato Paracity is from the Clone Wars. She helped Cad Bane infiltrate the Jedi Temple. In case anyone didn't know.
Yes, I got this one.
Because Cato had to research that.
Cato Paracity to Ahsoka Tano, to Padme Amidala, to Mon Mothma, to her cousin Velsartha.
Wow, very good. That was Ahsoka, actually one less than I think I got it in when I was going through it.
Ahsoka, Padme, Mon, Vel. That's 4. If anybody can do better than 4, that's our record right now.
I think that checks out. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any way we could.
Give me one. I'm a little scared for yours, Eli. But
wait, give me a second. I'm trying to think if there's any way we can do that a bit more simply. I'm trying to think. Like, is there anybody who knows both Vel and Ahsoka?
There's got to be.
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever seen Ahsoka talk to Mon.
What if we don't necessarily have to go through? I guess it would still be the same number because we could go.
Well, Cato, we only know Cad Bane and Cad Bane could be something. If we connect Cato back to Cad Bane.
Bane. See, I'm struggling to figure out how to whittle down the other side.
Yeah, no, because Kid, the only
Any
people
way
we see
you
Kid
go.
interact with are Cad Bane, Ahsoka, and Jocasta Nu, who is
Yeah.
kind of a dead end as well. Unless Jocasta Nu has met Mon Mothma in a scene I don't know about from a book or something.
Jocasta, Obi-Wan. I don't really think that gets us any.
No, that's not
closer,
going to get us close. Yeah, I think Ahsoka, Padme, Mon Mothma. Because unless Ahsoka meets Mon Mothma in a scene that I'm not remembering right now. All right. Anyway, here we go. Are you ready for my first one?
I'm a little scared. I'm out of practice, but
Shin Hati.
lay it on me.
And Eno Cordova.
Say the first one again. I didn't quite catch it actually.
Shin Hati, Eno Cordova.
Shin Hati to Eno Cordova. Okay, so first off, we're going to go.
Oh, I got this. Wait, give me a second. I got it.
I'm going Shin Hati to Ahsoka.
See, that's not where I'd go. I mean, I was thinking that, but there's another one that I think might be a little
Do you think
easier.
there's?
Oh no, wait, duh.
I don't know what else.
No,
it
we
would
do
be
go.
easy because I don't.
Wait, give me a second.
Wait, because we have Eno Cordova to.
Wait.
Wait, Eno Cordova to. God, I'm blanking on the names of a couple of important characters in
That's the thing is we have to the hard part is actually on Cordova's side because we have to connect him because we don't know who he knew in the order.
Who do we see him? I mean, did he ever?
Yeah, I think what we have to do, I think we do have to go through Ahsoka. Shin, Ahsoka, Saw, Cal, Ahsoka, Cal, Saw, No, Ahsoka, Saw, Cal, That's 4. If anybody can do it less than 4.
Cal, Oh gosh, wait, let me think now. Oh man. I don't think, I definitely don't have anything better. I mean, I thought,
we only see him in the flesh in Survivor. Of course, before he dies.
But did he meet Cal? I thought he was.
Yes, there's a whole scene of them meeting.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay, yeah, then that works, I guess. I think. Yeah, I
Oh, wait, holy crap.
I cannot think of anything better.
Give me a second. There's a stupid one that we could try to finesse. I forgot about since Eno Cordova technically met Tarful. We know that Cordova in the past met Tarful.
Oh my god.
The chieftain of the Wookiees. I don't know what that mean.
Tarful.
Chewbacca,
Yoda.
Ahsoka, Shin.
Tarful. You could go Tarful. You could go Tarful, Yoda.
Ahsoka
Shin. I mean, that's still 4.
That's still 4.
That is a crazy.
And we don't know that Yoda.
Now.
Oh no, we do know that Yoda knew Tarful. Never mind. What am I saying?
They were 100% hanging
Tarful.
out on.
Goodbye, Chewbacca. Never mind. Miss you, I will.
Yeah.
I just totally blanked on Revenge of the Sith.
Wait, Woodsy. Shin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
That is a good.
Do we know that Qui-Gon Jinn?
I didn't think about.
Do we know that Qui-Gon Jinn interacted with Eno Cordova? I don't know that we knew that. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry, I just saw literally the first sentence of Wikipedia. Upon his arrival, Cordova met the Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn, who took him on the tour of the Jedi Temple. Apparently, he mentions that in Survivor.
There we go.
It's still 4. I'm gonna put that as our official entry because I think it's the cleanest.
Yeah.
Shin. Give me a second. Ahsoka. Obi-Wan or Anakin. Either one could be there. Qui-Gon. All right. What's your second one?
My second one. Can you connect for me, please? Heavy, Clone Trooper Heavy to Kazuda Xiono from Resistance.
Heavy to Kaz. Give me a second. Connect Heavy, who is CT-711, I believe.
Really? Oh God.
I'm like almost certain. Give me a second. I'm looking this up because CT-782. Never mind. CT-782
3 digits.
or Heavy. Yeah, don't ask. To Kaz Xiono.
Yeah.
Well, automatically, because we have several ways out. Kaz, Hux, Kylo, then we go back to Luke, then we go... No, that's going to take too long. Heavy never met Anakin. That's the thing. We have to go through Rex. Or Fives. But really Rex. Or Echo.
Yeah.
Oh, Echo could be the key.
Wait.
Heavy,
okay,
Echo.
does any of the bad meet people from Resistance? I can't think of any that they do off the top of my head.
Well, Resistance is going to have to be one of the sequel characters that appears. Poe, Phasma, Kylo, Hux.
Yeah. Okay, then let's think then. Maybe
Leia.
Wait, Poe,
I forgot Leia's in Resistance.
Wait, yeah, what if we did Kaz, Phasma? No, wait. Does Kaz ever meet Finn?
Wait, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Oh, here's what it is. Here's what it is.
Kaz,
I got
Poe, Leia. Okay,
No. You can cut out the middle. You can cut out the middleman in there. Kaz has met Leia directly.
Oh, really? See, I haven't watched
Yeah.
this show in too long.
Yeah, Kaz has met Leia directly. That's the key. It's that. Oh, Buck's just outsmarted all of us.
Kaz.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah. Oh my. Wait. What? When does Jesse meet Sid Ithano? Oh my God.
That wasn't Jesse. That was Kix. But. Oh, so
you're gonna have to
that's
fill me in here, Eli.
So here's what it is. It's Heavy. No, wait.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
Heavy Rex. Heavy Rex. So Rex, Jesse, Sidon Athano, Kaz. That's the path. Here, let me explain this. This is about one short story by Landry Q. Walker, I believe it's called.
Okay.
I think that's his name. I follow him on Blue Sky. He's on Blue Sky now. Landry Q. Walker wrote this story called The Crimson Corsair and the Lost Treasure of Count Dooku.
And Kix is part of Sid's crew.
Kix,
isn't he?
Sidon Ithano's crew, yes. During the Clone Wars, a separatist cruiser is attacked by Republic forces while attempting to deliver a valuable prize to Count Dooku. Blah, blah, blah. Sidon Athano finds the crashed ship and the lost treasure of Count Dooku, which is revealed to be Kix, who has been encased in stasis all this time. And he fills him in on the events of like everything that happened since the Clone Wars, which is like fucking everything in the original trilogy and beyond, basically. And then he joins Sidon Athano's crew, Kix. And Sidon Athano I believe Kaz encounters him in Resistance. That's good. Thank you, Buck, for that one. Thank you so much for that one, Buck. All right. Do we want to do one more and then we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Is everybody ready for this last one? I like this one a lot.
I'm ready. Ready as I'll ever be.
It's in the chat now.
Elia Kane to Wedge Antilles.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who Elia Kane interacts with in her
Elia Kane, that's right.
few appearances in The Mandalorian.
Dr. Pershing, for sure.
Pershing, absolutely.
Who else? I can't remember. Does she talk to oh my gosh, because we could go Pershing, Mando.
It's Pershing or Gideon, I think. Pershing or Gideon. I'm pretty.
Elia Pershing.
Oh wait, never mind. I'm looking right now.
Luke Wedge.
No, we have a better way because apparently
that's faster. I forgot that.
Yeah. Or we could.
Yeah, Woodsy. That's got to be it. That's got to be it.
That's got to be it. It's got to be Gideon, Luke, Wedge, Kane, Gideon,
so good at this.
Luke, Wedge. Yeah, I think that's got to be it. The one technicality I was looking on Wikipedia, and she is the officer that technically greets the greets Bo-Katan as she's trying to fake arrive onto Moff Gideon's shuttle in the final series, in the final episode of season 2. So you could go Elia Kane, Bo-Katan, but who does Bo-Katan know that Wedge knows? Like, she doesn't know Luke. Trying to think now. I don't think so. Oh, fuck! That's it. That's it. Does Ahsoka know Wedge, Scotty? I don't think Ahsoka ever met Wedge. At least as far as I remember. But Sabine is absolutely so. Elia Kane, Bo-Katan, Sabine, Wedge. That's
Wedge was
3
in Rebels,
actually. Holy crap! Yeah, no, yeah. So the entire Ghost
we
crew.
can assume that he.
Yeah, no, that's the quickest path. Thanks, Buck. That's it. It's Bo-Katan, Sabine, Wedge. It's 3. We can do it in 3. Until he's extraction. Sabine gets him out of there. We could do Hera in Sabine's place as well. No, we can't. We can do Kanan in Sabine's place. We could do Ezra in Sabine's place. We could do Zeb in Sabine's place. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for this very special. Thank you so much to everybody who stopped by in the chat, who's stopped by this stream in general. Send their love. We're so incredibly grateful to all of you. We love doing the show, and we're excited to keep doing this next week on Star Wars in a Galaxy. We already recorded our episode for the Axe Forgets. We are going to be taking a break from recording very shortly. We're not going to be recording anything this next week because instead, as has been announced on this stream, actually, while I'm plugging this, I'm going to give one more chance, just because I see some other people might be joining us. I don't know, but If anybody does want to join us, this is your last call.
Yeah.
Let's go to this pinned comment right here. Call in link right here. Anybody who wants to say anything. But let's promote next week on Star Wars in a Galaxy. I'm very excited. Bracket streams are back. Claire Chapman, Cooper, who checked in before, M, and J-Dub are all going to be talking bounty hunters with us. The best bounty hunters. We have our picks in. We're going to be making the bracket very soon. Join us next week around this time. I believe it's going to be 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking bounty hunters. We're going to be doing a short little bracket stream. We're very excited to get into. We're very excited to be getting into back into bracket streams, and yeah, we'll see who comes out the greatest. We got some great picks, Jacob. Do you want to reveal one of your picks? Why don't you reveal one of your picks for sure.
All right. Time to hunt. I got Bosk. Apologies for my bad Bosk impression, but
he does have Bosk. Jacob is going to be repping Bosk next week.
Everyone's favorite or least favorite Trandoshan. But
everybody's favorite Trandoshan bounty hunter Jacob will be repping a Bosk next week. Whereas I will be representing maybe one of the greatest hunters of all time. When you go to a hunter, when you need to find a Strandcast, his wife, and their child, you don't go to anybody. But do you know who you go to? Jacob, do you know who you go to?
I don't know who you go to. I have a feeling.
You go to Ochi of Bestoon, motherfucker.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You go
Dengar is
the
chosen.
greatest, worst.
Dengar is chosen.
Dengar is chosen. Yes, I won't reveal who yet, but Dengar has been chosen. You go to the best, worst hunter the galaxy has ever seen. Ochi of Bestoon. Because, come on, I need to remain on brand here.
Ever on brand.
Yeah, no. Ever on brand. Yes, I know you think that.
Buck.
I know you think that, Buck.
We needed to hear it.
I know,
he needed to hear it.
I know.
Eli needed to hear it. I'm just razzing you.
You're representing Bosk.
Hey, I have a couple of other. I have a couple of other bangers too.
I didn't even mean that towards Bosk. Even I was just like, I can't insult the other two, so I'm just gonna insult Bosk, I guess. No, but we have some great ones in here. No one's repping Greedo because, yeah, that's the other snub on our list. Actually, I just realized no one's repping Greedo.
Got snubbed. I feel like no one else got snubbed. I saw the list.
Greedo is the main snub of our list. I feel like
he's kind of a failure he's a failed bounty hunter.
Yeah,
he really.
Greedo is the only one, but either way, so we're gonna be doing that. We're going to be so that's gonna be next week. That is going to be Sunday. I'm sad that that's what it is. I don't think I put it on there. This is Sunday. This is next week. This is a week from today. Sunday with this crew. We're very excited to have them on to do more of what we do with the bracket streams. Andor keeps coming within a galaxy. We're doing Axe Forgets this week. In 2 weeks, we are going to be doing with special guest, first-time guest of the show. We're very excited to have on Mo. We are going to be doing The Eye. So join the two of us and Mo for The Eye in a few weeks. And Epic Conversations will be starting up again very soon. And I think if that's it, all that's left to say is may the force be with you.
Always.
Always. Thank you all so much for 5 years. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.